Welcome back, students. Hope you are safe and healthy at home. In the last video, we discussed the first part of the lesson from the diary of Anne Frank. In this video, we shall study the second part of the lesson. Before we take up the reading and explanation, we shall recapitulate the first part. Here, two reasons make writing in a diary a strange experience for Anne Frank. First one, Anne has never written in a diary before, and the second reason could be she thinks that later on no one else, not even she herself, will be interested in reading a 13-year-old schoolgirl's diary. And we further studied that Anne longed for a companion with whom she could share her feelings. So her diary had been her only reliable companion. So the diary fulfilled a deeply felt need to write and share her feelings. So yeah, further we studied and thought that paper has more patience than people. An important statement. She was never so close to people as to share all her feelings. She could do so only in a diary because she considered the diary to be her true friend and called it Kitty. So, yeah, further, Anne provides a brief sketch of her life. Why? Because no one would understand a word of her stories to Kitty, a diary, if she started them abruptly without any background. So, Anne thought it is better to provide a brief sketch of her life. And finally, in the first part, we studied that and we also came to know that Anne loved her grandmother very much. So, after her grandmother's death, Anne said that no one knew how often she thought of her and still loved her. She on her birthday she lighted a candle for her grandmother. All these facts show that she loved her grandmother. So now, students, let's get started. Saturday, 20th June 1942. Dearest Kitty, our entire class is quaking in its boots, shaking with fear. The reason, of course, is the forthcoming meeting in which the teachers decide who will move up to the next form and will be kept back. Half the class is making bets. Gian and I laugh ourselves silly at the two boys behind us. Cian and Jax, who have risked their entire holiday savings on their bet. From morning to night, it's you are going to pass. No, I am not. Yes, you are. No, I am not. Even G is pleading, means requesting glances. And my angry outburst, sudden outbreak of anger, can't calm them down. So, yeah, Anne's entire class was quaking in its boots because of the forthcoming meeting in which the teachers would decide who will move up to the next form and who will be kept back. So, she also tells that in this page, in this slide, we find that Anne made this is Anne's first diary note in the form of a letter. On which date? Saturday, 20th June 1942. On that day, the teachers were to decide who should be promoted to the next class. So, there was noise and nervousness. Half the class was betting who would and would not be promoted. So, here, even the entire class is shaking with fear. The teachers will decide the next meeting who will move up and who will be kept back. Hope you have understood. Shall we move on to the next slide? If you ask me, there are so many dummies, means dull-headed or fools, that about a quarter of the class should be kept back. But teachers are the most unpredictable, unexpected creatures on earth. I'm not so worried about my girlfriends and myself. We'll make it. The only subject I'm not sure about is maths. Anyway, all we can do is wait. Until then, we keep telling each other not to lose heart. So, yeah, she is a little perturbed. And is little perturbed means disturbed. Why? By the unpredictability of teachers, and believes that sometimes even undeserving students are sent to the next grade. So she is bit disturbed. So Anne thought a quarter of the class should be kept back. Why? The girls in her class were good, but the boys were silly and dummies. So she felt that quarter of the class should be kept back. And she realizes that at least there are about a quarter of students who are totally worthless, means she calls them dummies, and they should be kept back. And you know, who are totally worthless, all these things difficult to predict. It is difficult to predict because the decision of the teachers is unpredictable. So she is not much worried about herself and her girlfriend. She is not very sure about maths. She has good relations with her teachers. So this is what she knows. She is still perturbed, disturbed by the unpredictability. Shall we move on to the next slide? Come on, let me read it for you. I get along pretty well with all my teachers. There are 9 of them, 7 men and 2 women. Mr. Keesing, the old-fashioned person who teaches maths, was annoyed with me for ages because I talked so much. So yeah, the students, in the first paragraph we come across Anne's problem with the maths teachers. Anne got along well with all her teachers except for Mr. Keesing, who taught them maths. So she annoyed him by how? By talking too much in his period. So in this way, she annoyed the maths teacher by talking too much. So yeah, he was annoyed with Anne Frank because she talked too much, and as punishment, he asked her to write a 3-page essay on chatterbox. So here we find that the first part we found that Anne is not in good terms with the maths teacher. In the second para, after several warnings, he assigned me extra homework, an essay on the subject, a chatterbox, one who talks too much. A chatterbox, what can you write about that? I'd worry about that later, I decided. I jotted down the title in my notebook, tucked, means put in it in my bag, and tried to keep quiet. So we find that after many warnings, one day he gave her a punishment. What is the punishment? To write an essay on the topic. What is the topic? A chatterbox. This is what her essay on chatterbox for talking too much in the class. And we see that Mr. Keesing, the maths teacher, is an old-fashioned teacher. He doesn't like her because she talks too much in the class. Yeah, the maths teacher gives her some extra work to write an essay on a chatterbox. Come on, let's move on to the. That evening, after I had finished the rest of my homework, the note about the essay caught my eye. I began thinking about the subject while chewing the tip of my fountain pen. Anyone could ramble on, means talk aimlessly, and leave big spaces between the words. But the trick was to come up with convincing arguments, to provide the necessity of talking. I thought, and suddenly I had an idea. So that evening, after I had finished the rest of her homework, the note about the essay caught her eye. So she began thinking about the subject. She was chewing the tip of her fountain pen. Anyone could ramble. Ramble means talk aimlessly and leave big spaces between the words. But the trick was to come up with convincing arguments to prove the necessity of talking. Here, she's planning to justify that talking is allowed, talking is justified, and talking is required in the class. So she tries to prove the necessity of talking, but she undergoes the punishment. She first listens or obeys the teacher. Afterwards, she thinks of defending or justifying her stand that talking is necessary in the class. I thought, and suddenly I had an idea. So she finally had an idea to defend her point that talking is necessary in the class. Come on, let's move on to the next. I wrote the 3 pages Mr. Keesing had assigned me and was satisfied. I argued that talking is a student's trait and that I would do my best to keep it under control, but that I would never be able to cure myself of the habit since my mother talked as much as I did, if not more, and that there's not much you can do about inherited. Uh, Inherited means got from parents. Inherited trait. Traits means qualities. So yeah, the students we find that and justified her being a chatterbox. How? By saying that talking is a student's trait, student's quality. And also, since her mother talked as much as she did, there's not much you can do about her inherited traits. This is the quality inherited from her mother, because her mother is to talk too much. Her mother is to talk as much as she did. So, this is a quality inherited. She tells that she defends that this quality cannot be avoided since this is an inherited trait. So further, she says that she gave convincing arguments. This is what her convincing argument. So she wrote that talking is a natural trait of students. So moreover, she inherited from her mother. So she would try, but it was difficult to mend, to change, to alter what? Inherited habits. Come on, let's move on. Mr. Keesing had a good laugh at my arguments, but when I proceeded to talk my way through the next lesson, he assigned me a second essay. This time it was supposed to be on an incorrigible, means that cannot be set right, an incorrigible chatterbox. I handed it in, and Mr. Keesing had nothing to complain about for 2 whole lessons. However, during the third lesson, would finally had enough. Hand Frank as punishment for talking in class. Write an essay entitled Quack, 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 said Mistress Chatterbox. Here, to the students, we understand that Mr. Keesing laughed but punished her again when she talked. This time the topic was an incorrigible chatterbox. You can find there incorrigible means that cannot be set right. She wrote this too. She obeyed it. She obeyed for the second time also. So we can find that she was an obedient student. She underwent the punishment even the second time. Incorrigible chatterbox. She wrote essay on incorrigible chatterbox. After 2 lessons, when she did not stop talking, Mr. Keesing asked her to write on what? Quack, 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 said Mr. Chatterbox. Next, we also studied that in the beginning, Mr. Keesing had a good laugh at her arguments in the essay. So, the essay she wrote is on incorrigible chatterbox. Shall we continue? The class roared. I had to laugh too. Though I nearly exhausted my ingenuity on the topic of chatterboxes, it was time to come up with something else, something original. My friend Sani, who's good at poetry, offered to help me write the essay from beginning to end in verse, and I jumped for joy. Mr. Keesing was trying to play a joke on me with this ridiculous subject, but I'd make sure the joke was on him. So here we understand that Mr. Keesing wanted to play a joke on Anne, but she made the joke on him. So here the class gives a roar of laughter. I'll show you a picture in the next slide. The class gives a roar of laughter. And here the class gives a roar of laughter. Her friend Sani is good at poetry. She offers to help her and wants to turn the table on Mr. Keesing. So Keesing wanted to laugh at her, but here Anne wants to turn the table. Means she wants to make Mr. Keesing being laughed at him. So she wants to turn the table on Mr. Keesing. Come on, let's move on. I finished my poem and it was beautiful. It was about a mother duck and a father swan with 3 baby ducklings who were beaten to death by the father because they quacked too much. Luckily, Mr. Keesing took the joke the right way. He read the poem to the class, adding his own comments and to several other classes as well. Since then, I've been allowed to talk and haven't been assigned any extra homework. On the contrary, Mr. Keesing always making jokes these days. See here, the student, she wrote a story in verse. Oh, and it was about a mother duck and father swan with 3 baby ducklings who were beaten to death by the father because they quacked too much. Here, gradually, Mr. Keesing is changed. Mr. Keesing took the joke sportingly. He liked it so much that he read it to other classes too, with his added comments. Since then, he stopped punishing Anne for talking. He himself started cutting jokes. So we find that she finishes the poem about the mother duck and a father swan with 3 baby ducklings. So what is the story? They are beaten to death. By whom? By the father. Why? Because they quack too much. So for silly reason, father bites the little ones, and Mr. Keesing understands the poem and its message in the right way. Since then, she's been allowed to talk. She has not been assigned with any extra homework. So this is what we studied in this second part of the lesson. Students, we have come to end part. Before we wind up, let us recapitulate what we discussed in both first and second videos. Shall we? Okay now. But the first part I have already discussed with you the two reasons for Anne to write a diary. First one, Anne has never written a diary before, and she thinks that later on no one else will be interested in reading the young girls school young girls diary. And now Anne want to keep her diary. Why? Because she wanted a companion with whom she could share her feelings. So the diary fulfilled this wish of her. So fulfilled a deeply felt need to write and share her feelings. So next we also studied that Anne felt that she could confide more in diary because the paper has more patience than people. Next, Anne provides a brief sketch of her life because no one would understand a word of her stories. Her diary, if she started them suddenly, so she gives a background of her life. And we also studied that she loved her grandmother very much. And coming to the second part, Mr. Keesing was annoyed with Anne. Why? Because Anne is to talk too much, and Mr. Keesing used to teach Anne maths, and she used to talk very much and disturb the class during his period. So this actually annoyed him. In the second part, we see second reason could be Anne did not stop talking after several warnings. So he assigned her extra homework as a punishment to write essay on the subject. What is the subject? A chatterbox. So this is the first punishment. So here Anne justifies her being a chatterbox in her essay. So in her essay she clearly mentions that talking is a student's trait. She wanted to assure her teacher that she would do her best to keep it under control. But it was one of her inherited traits, because even she says that mother used to talk too much, so her mother also talked as much as she did. So she finds difficult to avoid an inherited trait. Next, Mr. Keesing allowed Anne to talk in the class. So here, as a third punishment for talking in the class, Mr. Keesing assigned Anne to write an essay. What is the essay? Topic. Essay's topic. Quack, 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 said Mr. Chatterbox. The whole class burst into laughter. So this was about a mother duck and father swan with the three baby ducklings who were beaten to death by the father because they quacked too much. Here, finally, Mr. Keesing understands. He understood the joke and played back by Anne. But did he take seriously? No, he took it sportingly. Even he read the poem in many classes, adding, adding his own comments. So it was since then that Mr. Keesing allowed Anne to talk in the class. So Mr. Keesing did not want to be as cruel as the father swan. Hope you have understood this chapter. If you have any doubt, please make a note of it, and you can ask me during our online classes or during our regular classes. Thank you for watching.